Hello, everybody. I'm Denise Koch, and welcome to WJZ's All Local News at 6. It has now been almost 48 hours since one of our nation's most heartbreaking tragedies, a military helicopter colliding with an American Airlines flight just a few minutes away from landing at Reagan National Airport. Tonight, recovery missions continue along the Potomac River near D.C. Within the last half hour, we also learned that the NTSB has now recovered the black box from the Black Hawk helicopter. As you know, the black boxes from the plane, they were recovered last night. According to D.C. Fire Chief John Donnelly, the bodies of 41 victims have been found. 28 of them have been identified as of this morning. The fire chief says 18 families have been contacted, confirming their worst nightmare. He also says teams expect to recover eventually all of the victims. Well, heartbreak tonight as friends and family members remember those victims, many of them with Maryland ties. WJZ investigator Mike Helgren continues our coverage with their stories.
What I remember about Stephanie was her contagious laugh.
Stephanie Blanton-Hanos, a graduate of Falston High School, grew up in Harford County. Her friend, Kimberly Blosser-Haug, shared these pictures and spoke to us about the moment she learned Hanos was on American Airlines Flight 5342 with her son and husband when it plunged into the icy waters of the Potomac River.
It's kind of hard to put in words because I was just numb. I was watching the news because it was close to home and it was awful. And it was just heartache and shock, a lot of shock that this could happen at all and affect so many.
She says Hanos was adopted and adopted both of her children. Hanos' surviving daughter is in college.
And that to me says so loudly what kind of human being she was. I think it's very important that we stop and remember that these are lives, plain and simple. These were hearts that are no longer beating. There are families and friends that are missing very important parts of their lives now. 67 of them are gone.
The Stovall family was also touched by the crash. Mikey Stovall from Waldorf was coming home with friends on a hunting trip. His heartbroken mother, Christina.
There were 7 wonderful guys there. Mikey did not have one enemy. He's the happiest person. He saw good in everybody.
She was texting her son shortly before the crash.
9:12, I texted him. I said, "Did you land yet?" Didn't hear anything. I said, "Mikey, you there?" And I didn't think anything of it. When I called, they verified that he was, in fact, on the flight.
She says some of his hunting partners drove back. She had to break the awful news to them and her daughter-in-law.
No matter what we ask, it's not going to bring them back. We love him and miss him and so proud of him.
Another Marylander on board, Kia Duggins, was a civil rights attorney from Wichita who lived in Silver Spring. She was a Howard University professor, and Howard's president announced her death with profound sadness. And there are others, including 12-year-old figure skater Olivia Terr from Fort Washington.
Heartbroken over the loss of the beloved young elite athlete in such a tragic manner.
And Alexander Sasha Kursana, he lived in Delaware but coached at Ice World in Abingdon. Mike Helgren, WJZ.